everyone, and welcome to another CLK Video Productions production. I am your humble and beloved host, Chris Colt. Today we are not reviewing anything. No equipment, no microphones, none of that stuff. What I'd like to do today, and you probably read it in the description, is warn my fellow YouTubers of scumbag hackers that are out and about aggressively chasing down YouTubers, hardworking YouTubers, and hacking their channels, stealing their channel, not only their channel, but their entire Google account with, Gmail and photos and everything. And then taking the YouTube channel, using your name, okay, making changes, adding the company name, but using your name still, riding on your coattails of your success, and creating some, fake money, Bitcoin crap, to, scam other people. Yeah, and I checked. So anyways, that's what the main part of this is. Also, this occurred on July 23rd, and July 23rd, 2006 was the day I started YouTubing. So it was my 20th anniversary that these scumbags did this to me. I was, to say I was devastated would be an understatement of the century. Literally, I thought I was going to lose my mind, and that's 20 years of work gone in an instant. We're talking within a click. And it was my fault too. But how it happened, I got an email from a company called Hollyland Lark, which is a wireless microphone system company. And they're really well known. They're very big. They've been around a long time. And they, approached me with a collaboration deal. And so they asked me if I'd like to collaborate with them. And I said, fine. I asked them what they would like me to feature first. And they sent me a link to the microphone they wanted me to do first. Then I said, okay, great. So they said, well, we'll pay you. We'll pay you a fee as well. Just let us know what your fee is. I told them I'd do it for $150. That's usually the going rate for, YouTubers that charge. So I told him $150, and he said, okay, well, we need you to go to this, go to this link. It's going to put your URL in there for your channel, and it'll run a scan on it and give us the statistics. And it did. Ran statistics. It had all these numbers. They jived. Said my channel was 97.4%, positive for them. And then they said, okay, well, this is cool. We'll go ahead and pay you that fee, but you need to set up an account so we can send you the money. So, like an idiot, I clicked on it, and the instant when I clicked on it and punched in it looked like a regular Google sign-on, and punched in my Google password, couldn't get it to go. So I tried it again, nothing. So I backed out of there and go back to my channel, and it's completely gone. Just like that. Everything. And I was in complete shock. Nearly had a heart attack and a stroke at the same time, if that's possible. But it was hell. Sorry, my voice is hoarse again. And like I said, this happened on my 20th anniversary. 20 years with YouTube. So I was in the process of creating a show for the anniversary. which wasn't going to be a big deal thing, just real quick. But it turned into a mess, and I thought I'd do it now because I got it back. It's been fully restored for about 2 days now. Everything started kind of filling in. The last thing to come into play was the playlist. So everything looks good. It's not the same as it used to be, but I guess, I needed a sprucing up a little bit and a little change. So I did that. I changed the banner. You still see my ugly face in the, whatchamacallit, profile thing. So I went through this whole entire rigmarole in trying to get my channel back. Because I was told initially that, man, you're not going to get it back. There's no way. You can't get a hold of Google. You can't get a hold of, YouTube. They don't have any kind of customer service reps or anything. They don't have phone lines or emails to contact them. And so I was like, and I was starting to find out that was true. So I started searching around on YouTube and found some guys who were hacked. And they told me about some processes in order to get the channel back. I tried them and didn't have any luck with them. So my son and I, he's kind of a computer genius. He helped me out with things. Finally got a message from, I called the police too. But I finally got a message from YouTube saying that they were aware that I'd been hacked and they're going to try to help me, which I thought was great. But we did follow a police report with the Riverside County Sheriff's Office here in California and their cyber division. So they did take a report, and right after they did the report and stuff, that's when I got the message. So I guess the police kind of jogged them a little bit because they sent me a message. So anyways, we waited and waited, and they said it was going to be till August 22nd. It'll expire. They said they'll try to, they got to make sure it's me and this and that. And so, I was playing the game and I was filling out all the forms they had. They had tons of forms, and I submitted them. And finally, I got fed up. I got a email. I sent a message, and I originally on this form thing, and I said, you know what, guys, this is driving me nuts. I'm 65 years old. I'm disabled. I'm stuck in the house, and I really, this is really, torture for me. This is my outlet. This is what I do. I need your help desperately. So 10 minutes after that, that's when I got an email from YouTube, and they told me they're going to help me, which I was completely floored. And they did help me. They got my channel back. They seized it already from those people. I looked at it and I was devastated because it was completely different. It was just, like I said, it was like some Bitcoin crap, the fake money thing that these scammers do. So I was thrilled to death, and so I started the process of trying to rebuild it. Put my, under the manage videos, channel customizations, stuff like that. Started doing that, but nothing would publish. I would do it, but nothing would publish. So I got in touch with YouTube again, and I told them, hey, nothing's publishing, man. I'm putting my stuff, I got all my stuff that they gave me, but it's just not going. And they suggested I clear my cache and cookies and do this and that and the other thing. It was like 5 different things. So I did them all, and still no results. So finally, I got really fed up, and I sent him another email, and I said, I'm just not having any luck here, dudes. You guys got to try to help me some way with this, So the stuff that I had placed started publishing. And so I'm going, okay, it was little by little. First it was, my name, my picture, and then the banner, and then this and that. The videos wouldn't go yet, so the whole thing was blank. There was no videos. Then, so I had the basics, laid down. All the other pages were empty too. The playlist things that I had no playlist, this and that. So slowly but surely, things started falling together. And I would keep in touch with YouTube, and I tell them, thank you, thank you so much. You guys have really saved my ass here, literally. I mean, because I was going to lose it. I thought I was like on the verge of a nervous breakdown. I mean, I have, and I'll share this with you guys. I have depression already and anxiety, and this just would have really done me in, So I didn't need that crap. And the scammers don't care. They don't care about your well-being and what you've done and what you've worked for all these years. They don't give a rat's ass about you. They just want for themselves. Financial gain for themselves. That's it. Do not, please, whenever you get a proposition from a company asking you to feature their products, please do not click on anything, okay? It'd probably be the death of you. They don't need to do that. You don't need to, I should have just told them, go look at my site. You'll find all the analytics there, But I just took it for granted. It was just another vendor and blah, 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 and it was all good. And that was my mistake. I've never fallen for a phishing scam before in my life. So this was a eye-opener for me. So, but anyways, you guys, it was a really rough 20th anniversary. That is what I mainly wanted to do on the 23rd, but didn't turn out that way. We've celebrated 20 years. Also broke 20,000 subscribers, and like I said, 17.5 million views. So thank you to the viewing community. Thank you to my fellow YouTubers, and I promise I will catch up on your videos. I enjoy watching them, and I need to get caught up on a lot of things with YouTube. I just couldn't deal with it for a while. I've been gone for at least a month, and I just had it. So I'm going to sign it off now. Thank you so much for listening to my gripe. But seriously, do take my warning to heart, and do not click on anything from a vendor. All right, you guys. So anyways, we're going to have a review next time for you. And for this video, I thank you. Take care and goodbye. Bye.